What's up, beautiful people? We are ScalpLogic, and today we want to talk about the difference between dark versus light scalp micropigmentation.
So right off the bat, I would say that if we're going to just jump into let's do the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be looking at bigger dots.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at, it's going to be a lot quicker.
It's going to, yep. Okay.
It's going to be more noticeable.
It's definitely going to be more noticeable.
But I would also say you have the chances of it being a lot more splotchy, as well as not very much the long-term play.
Okay, so you're saying not the long-term play as far as aesthetically pleasing.
Correct.
Right? Visually.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Versus, okay, so the bigger impressions, deeper impressions, right? Deeper insertion, which again, for the long-term play, the lighter, the better.
Exactly.
So in comparison, then the light is going to be much more superficial.
Yes.
Typically much smaller, or you'd hope much smaller impressions, or at least smaller impressions.
Less noticeable, especially in certain lighting, just the way a shaved head would be.
Right, right. Okay. It's going to be less noticeable.
Yep.
That's the downside.
Yes.
Right? And it's going to take longer to apply.
Take longer to apply.
Which is not fun for the artist and even less fun for the guy trying to get it done.
100%.
But we're sitting here saying confidently, long term, this is going to be a better play. For the sole reason that it's going to look more natural.
It's going to look realistic. I think that's the biggest word that we...
I like it.
I mean, I know that that's a... depending on the person, what is realistic to you, right?
And that's what's so fun, and that's what's so frustrating. Yes. And I think that's why a lot of people lack a full understanding, full awareness of what this looks like long term.
That's it.
And because of the internet and the marketing, we've said that before, right? They're just in the now.
Exactly.
And a lot of these guys, you know, some are very happy with the dark.
100%. Like there are some guys, but I also say like there's something under a foundational situation that's happening, and it's really the perception that you have of yourself and the perception that you want to portray to the world, right? There's some guys that they've gone through hair loss for so long, and it's like they just want a remedy that nobody will ever be able to take, that they've had hair loss. So in the dark club, in the restaurant, it looks super dark, so there's nobody can say, hey, you lost your hair. Right. Now I think the other guy on the other side is, I want something natural as heck, and I'm okay with that underlining, like in certain lighting, if it's not as dark.
I mean, that's it. I think everybody wants it as dark as possible without looking unrealistic. Yes. Right. And again, it's the eye, in the eye of the beholder.
Of course.
In a lot of ways. There's definitely a lot of that influence in the now, that desperation. We see a lot of guys that want to go darker because they just don't want to be bald anymore. Yes. Right.
And it's like, let me do it as quick as possible. Get it on. Yes. I'm done. I'm no longer bald. I can no longer identify in that category.
That's it. And we're getting deep, but to the point you just made, it's so important. You know, the most important image any person has is the image they have of themselves, right? Exactly. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So how you feel about yourself internally. So even if you get the dark or the light, it doesn't matter, right? People will judge you.
Or even if you don't get it, right?
Or if you don't get it, exactly. How do you feel about yourself truly, right? When no one's looking, and that's such an important question. And I think more guys should take the time to consider that before getting like something like this done. And I think they wouldn't have so many regrets. We wouldn't hear about so many regrets.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I think once again, though, that does come down to the image you have of yourself. So whatever it is that you decide to do, I think more than anything, it's embracing you and just being okay with yourself. I think that's the biggest message. I know it sounds so cliche, but that's the best thing.
It sounds so simple and obvious, but
best thing that we could say. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments, please comment below.